All the KPIs looked right. All the levers were pulled, but this quarter is hurting more than the last. What's happening? Let's dig in. Hey everyone, Brian Hughes here. Welcome back to the channel. There's a phrase I've been using lately that seems to land with a lot of leaders: burning the furniture. When a company is cold, burning the furniture will create heat. It works. For a moment, the room gets warmer. But you have not solved the problem. You've consumed the very thing you needed to keep living in the house. Organizations do this all the time. They burn future capacity to make this quarter look better. They cut the people who hold institutional knowledge. They overlook the remaining team. They delay maintenance. They slash development. They put pressure down the organization and call the temporary spike performance. And to be fair, the numbers look great. Q4 may look outstanding. Quarterly revenue may hit the target. Labor costs may drop. Margins may improve. The dashboard may show green, but the dashboard rarely shows smoke. Under the surface, the immediate damage is already happening. Top performers start updating their LinkedIn profiles. The remaining team is running on fumes. Mistakes appear that never used to happen. People who once brought energy now bring compliance. They're present, but their light has dimmed. Then comes a compounding loss. Institutional knowledge walks out the door. Systems that needed people start breaking down. Customer complaints spike because the people who knew how to prevent the issues are either gone, disengaged, or too exhausted to catch the problem early. Then comes the long-term cost. You trade in next year's capacity for this quarter. A culture of fear replaces a culture of trust. And at that point, you're not leading through pressure, you're managing decline. And decline has a momentum all its own. Here's where the data-driven trap enters the room. I love data. I'm not anti-data. I was an operator and a people scientist. I want the numbers. I want the trends. I want leading indicators, lagging indicators, and measurable outcomes. But data without human judgment is not intelligence. It is an expensive guessing game with a spreadsheet. Data tells you what happened. It does not always tell you why it happened. Data shows symptoms. It may not capture causes. Data shows snapshots. It does not always show what was building before the metrics started moving. That is why brilliant leaders can make catastrophic decisions that look smart on paper. Cut prices 15% because the data says prices are too high. But the market had already shifted and the brand position was changing. Kill the underperforming product because the metrics show it's failing. But the product was being cannibalized by a newer offering before the strategy even had time to work. Restructure the lagging region because numbers show underperformance, but the star general manager quit 6 months earlier and the team was still rebuilding from a leadership collapse. In each case, the data was not necessarily wrong, it was incomplete. There are 5 things data rarely tells you itself. First, the why. Numbers describe symptoms. They do not explain causes. Second, the context. Macro shifts, timing, field realities, and external forces do not always show up clearly on the dashboard. Third, the people. The reason your team is underperforming is rarely fully captured in a cell. Fourth, the sequence. Data shows snapshots. It does not always show what happened before the metric moved. Fifth, the future. Spreadsheets describe what happened. They do not predict what to do next. This is why leaders need field voices in the room. The people closest to the work often know the truth before the dashboard does. They know where the process is breaking. They know where the customers are frustrated. They know which manager is holding the team together and which leader is quietly destroying trust. But in many organizations, the farther leadership gets from the field, the more confident they become in the isolated data. That is dangerous. If dashboards replace discussion, you will optimize for the score instead of the outcome. If metrics become the goal, people will learn how to hit the metric even when the business gets weaker. If context gets stripped away for brevity, leaders will make fast decisions that feel precise and always land poorly. So what do we do instead? First, pair every major metric with a human explanation. If employee turnover is down, ask whether people are staying because they're committed or because they just feel stuck. If productivity is up, ask whether it is sustainable or whether people are running on fumes. Second, identify leading indicators. Do not wait until the end of the year to know whether the year worked. Look for 2 or 3 behaviors most likely to create the result. In sales, that might be proposals, customer conversations, or product trials. In culture, that may be the listening sessions, ethics concerns, follow through on commitments, or exit interview themes. Third, ask what capacity you are consuming. Every short-term win has a source. Are you creating value or are you borrowing from trust, energy, relationships, and future performance? Fourth, do not let the scorecard replace leadership. Leadership is not reading numbers out loud. Leadership is interpreting reality, making ethical decisions, protecting the future while delivering the present. A company can hit the number and still be getting weak. A team can look productive and still be breaking. A leader can deliver a great quarter and still be burning the furniture. So before you celebrate the heat, check what is on fire, because the goal is not to warm the room for one night. The goal is a house your best people still want to live in tomorrow. If you'd like some help with this, reach out and let's see what we can do together. Also, if you'd like to see how your organization ranks on the toxicity scale, be sure to click on the link in the bio for the culture quiz. If you like this video, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more content like this around leadership and organizational health.